Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Coaster News. And as always, we've got some amazing news from different theme parks, rides, attractions and events all over the world. So let's get straight into the news today. Our top story for tonight: Chessington have confirmed the names for the attractions in their brand new World of Jumanji themed area. And obviously, this is news that we were definitely expecting for quite some time, because these names for these attractions were leaked a couple of months ago. Now, if you know what I'm talking about, basically, World of Jumanji is a brand new themed land located at Chessington World of Adventures in the UK. It's obviously themed to the 2017 film Jumanji, and it contains 3 brand new attractions. It contains a Miami Funfair style ride, a techno jump ride, and the highlight attraction of the area is a B&M launched shuttle wing coaster. That is quite a mouthful of a name, but that is probably the first shuttle coaster B&M has done. It's the world's first shuttle wing coaster. And obviously, a couple of months ago, the names for these attractions were actually leaked online by an enthusiast. The Miami ride was going to be known as Mamba Strike, the Techno Jump ride was going to be called Ostrich Stampede, and the B&M roller coaster was going to be called Mandrill Mayhem. Now, the weird thing about that, especially the Mandrill Mayhem name, is that the actual centerpiece of the ride is a giant helix, which goes into a sideways spike element, and it wraps around a giant jaguar statue. So you'd think the ride would be themed to some kind of jaguar or something. I'm not sure what mandrills have to do with it, apart from mandrills featured in the second Jumanji film. But obviously, I think they chose these specific names just for all these attractions in general, so that if they ever lose the Jumanji intellectual property, they can still keep these names, because they don't actually mention anything about Jumanji in it. Like, it's not called Jumanji the ride or anything. They can still keep these names if they have to retheme the area. And obviously, the other day, Chessington actually confirmed that these names were correct, and they also confirmed that the height restriction for Mandrill Mayhem is 1.2 meters. Which is very strange, because every other B&M roller coaster in the UK has a height restriction of 1.4 meters. And it doesn't look to be having lap bars, it looks like it has shoulder restraints. So I'm not sure what the 1.2 meter restriction is. Probably because it's more of a family thrill coaster. Apart from the inversion, obviously, because it's got a 0G roll in the attraction. It's more of a family thrill sort of coaster. Because they're marketing it as a family attraction, even though it literally goes upside down and backwards. But yes, overall, it's a very amazing news to hear from Chessington, and I cannot wait for this brand new area to open. In other news today, Drayton Manor have announced a brand new roller coaster for 2024. And this is honestly such brilliant news for Drayton Manor. This was actually quite rumoured for quite some time. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, obviously Drayton Manor is a theme park located in Staffordshire, England. And it's home to many different rides and attractions. And recently, Drayton Manor was actually purchased by the Looping Group, which is a theme park company. They own the likes of Pleasurewood Hills and things like that. And when the Looping Group actually purchased Drayton Manor, they stated that they plan to make Drayton Manor its flagship theme park. And since then, I think they bought in 2020. Since then, they have been basically adding new additions to the theme park pretty much every year. In 2021, they did Adventure Cove, which is a re-theme of already existing areas. They basically just added new theming elements to Shockwave. They reopened the Rapid and Maelstrom. They reopened the Rapids ride, which has been closed for a few years, and they added a new family ride. I think it's called Wave Swinger, which is a chair swing type attraction. And then last year in 2022, they added another brand new area. But this one had a lot more brand new rides in it. It's called Vikings, and it contains 4 attractions, 3 of which were completely brand new. They rethemed the Buffalo Coaster to, obviously because it's a Viking area, they rethemed the Buffalo Coaster to Jormungandr, and they added 3 brand new attractions. A Zamperla Disco Coaster, even though it's not a coaster, named 4. A rocking horse type attraction, I don't know what it's called Schleppnir, and a Zamperla Nebula's ride named Loki. Obviously, because it's all themed to Vikings, it is huge area. It was a great investment for Drayton Manor. And this year they plan to add a new attraction into the Thomasland area. But they recently stated that they're adding what they state to be a family thrill coaster for 2024. There's not many details are known about this coaster. In fact, no details are known about it, apart from it's going to be a family thrill coaster, and it's opening next year at some point. And it wouldn't surprise me if they started vertical construction very soon. They probably might do land clearing right now as we speak. We literally have no idea where it's going to be located. They haven't said anything about the manufacturer, the ride type, the theme, where it's going to be built, anything like that. It could be an expansion to Vikings. It might go on the site of Apocalypse. I don't know if they'd be able to fit a coaster there, because they stated when they removed Apocalypse that they're building something new in that area. But overall, it sounds absolutely amazing, and I cannot wait for this ride to be built next year. Also in the news today, Blackpool Pleasure Beach have started to give the Big Dipper a 100th anniversary makeover. And we have no idea what this makeover, as they call it, consists of. But if I'm talking about, basically, the Big Dipper is a wooden roller coaster located at Blackpool Pleasure Beach in Blackpool, England. It's been operating since 1923, and this year, 2023, marks the 100th anniversary of the Big Dipper. And earlier this month actually, the park announced that they will be celebrating this huge milestone, but we have no idea why. And recently, in a recent photo shared by the park themselves, they started doing some kind of renovation to the attraction. We have no idea how extensive this refurbishment is going to be. However, what it consists of, they're going to remove the iconic, sort of onion structure near the top of the lift hill. What they're going to do to it, I have no idea. I hope they don't permanently remove it, because that's an iconic piece of the original attraction. In fact, I'm not sure what they're going to do. They might make it look like how it first opened in 1923. That's my prediction for it. Because I'm pretty sure when it first opened, it didn't have that onion centerpiece around the lift hill. So could they be bringing it back to its original roots and making it look like how it originally did? Obviously this ride is 100 years old, so they can't do anything huge to it, like a retrack or anything. Well, they probably could if they wanted to, but nothing major. So, especially since the park is scheduled to open in March. What they could be doing with it, I have no idea. I think they might be giving it a vintage makeover to make it look like how it first opened in 1923, which obviously is different to how it looks now, obviously. But I literally have no idea. What do you guys think they could be doing to the Big Dipper for its 100th anniversary makeover? Let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, it's just so weird, because this ride is obviously it's obviously Blackpool Pleasure Beach's oldest roller coaster, and it's also a groundbreaking innovation as well. Because when it first opened, it was the world's first roller coaster to feature upstop wheels, and I actually explained this in a previous video. But basically, upstop wheels are the wheels on the bottom of the roller coaster rails that stop the train from coming off the track when it goes over an airtime hill or a drop, which was a huge innovation for roller coasters at the time. And basically every roller coaster since the Big Dipper has had an upstop wheel on the train. And obviously I cannot wait to see what they do for the 100th anniversary of the Big Dipper, and this is just a huge occasion for Blackpool Pleasure Beach, and I cannot see what they have to celebrate. And finally, in the news today, the track for the Voltron Coaster, as it's nicknamed, has arrived at Europa-Park. Obviously, this is absolutely brilliant for Europa-Park, for their new themed land, their new Croatia-themed land. If you know what I'm talking about, basically Europa-Park is a theme park located in Rust, Germany. It's actually owned, fun fact, did you know it's actually owned by the Mack family, aka Mack Rides. It's literally owned by the roller coaster manufacturer that's built the likes of Icon at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, Helix at Leesburg, and obviously all these different launch coasters, and also things like DC Rivals at Warner Brothers Movie World in Australia, and Slinky Dog Dash at Disney World, and obviously Avalanche at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. All loads of different roller coasters around the world, and they're a very famous roller coaster manufacturer. And obviously in the 70s, they decided to open their own theme park in their home country of Germany. And obviously it's one of the world's leading theme parks. It's one of, I've been told it's one of the best theme parks in the entire planet, and it does actually, and it could easily rival Disney, because apparently the actual attention to detail and the immersiveness and obviously the thrill of the actual theme park itself is fantastic. It's absolutely spot on. Obviously over the last few years they've been adding a lot more immersive experiences, and their newest edition is no exception, because next year they plan on adding a brand new themed land with only containing one attraction, I'm pretty sure, themed to Croatia specifically, and the new coaster is going to be based on Nikola Tesla's discovery of electricity, hence the name Voltron Coaster. And obviously it sounds absolutely fantastic what they're doing, and it's a Mack Ryan's Big Dipper roller coaster. And it's basically, if you know what it is, it's basically like Lost Gravity at Wall of Holland. But this one is a bit more complicated, because apparently I've been told that this one is going to contain launchers, a switch track, I think, and obviously a backwards vertical spike, and it's also contained like an upside down like vertical launch lift hill thing, a bit like how G-Force at Drayton Manor had a upside down lift hill but as a launch, which is so weird. I don't think no one's done that in a very long time, so it's weird to see that Mack Rides are doing something like this, but it also sounds amazing. It's basically like an upside down lift hill, like if you remember G-Force at Drayton Manor had that upside down lift hill. They're basically doing that but as a launch, which sounds so weird that they're doing this, and it sounds absolutely fantastic what Europa-Park are doing for their brand new investment. And it's going to be heavily themed as well, because like I said, Nikola Tesla and electricity, and I cannot see what it is like when it opens next year. So that is it for this week's episode of Coaster News. I hope you've enjoyed it, and if you did, then please make sure to like, subscribe, and comment what you'd like to see in the next video. Bye!